Hi there everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to Books Ton TCG. Today we are going to be going through all of the releases that we have got for the second quarter of 2025. So I did this for the first quarter of 2025 back in December, and we're just going to cover it again, making sure that we're keeping up to date with all major releases for trading card games in 2025 in the second quarter anyway. So I'm going to be covering, as the same as the last one, I'm going to cover the big four, what I consider to be the big four: Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Lorcana in a little bit more detail. And then we're going to go into the rest of the TCGs that I've found out. There's a couple more that I've discovered since the last video. As always, I do all of this research by myself, and not being a fan of all of these TCGs, it can be difficult to find information about it. So if I have missed any sets or anything, any releases that are coming out, then please do comment down below. Let me know a good place that I can find information about these particular TCGs, because it'd be really helpful for me going forwards doing this series. Same as last time, I'm not going to be covering individual products, otherwise we'll be here all day. I'm going to be covering key sets that are being released, unless there is like a massive product that is being released that is going to sort of influence things, like the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck that I covered in the last video, but there's nothing like that in today's video. Anyway, this is going to cover all releases from April to June, the end of June in 2025. And we're going to be covering a lot of different TCGs here today. So without further ado, please do subscribe down below. I'm going to be releasing these once every 3 months. So make sure you subscribe so you catch the next one for covering Q3. But for Q2, we're going to start with Magic the Gathering. And I never thought that I'd actually say this. I've never got into Magic. I've never even particularly looked into it all that much. But I am excited for Magic the Gathering in Q2 of 2025. But we've got two sets being released. The first one is a return to Tarkia. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologise if I'm not. Return to Tarkia, which is the first time that we've been to Tarkia since 2015. So first time in 10 years since we've featured here. And we are coming back with Tarkia Dragonstorm, which is being released on April 11th of this year. So it's coming around the corner pretty quickly. Tarkia Dragonstorm is supposed to combine the best parts of the Tarkia, Khans of Tarkia and Dragons of Tarkia series from back in 2014-2015. And it contains Ghost Flame variants, Ghost Flame treatments of Ugin's Ghost Flame treatments on 10 cards that I couldn't find information as to which cards they are that are getting that treatment, or any information about sort of hyper rare cards that are in this set. So I do apologise for that. There probably is somewhere that you can see all of this, but I can't find it. But April 11th, you're getting the next set for Magic the Gathering. And then after that, you're getting the next Universes Beyond set, which is the only time that I've looked at Universes Beyond and gone, yes! Lord of the Rings almost got me. Lord of the Rings almost got me. Universes Beyond Final Fantasy comes out on June 13th. And this set looks beautiful. You have got artwork and cards related to all 16 mainline games of Final Fantasy, plus some of the offshoots as well. There is some incredible artwork on here. The Kefka poisoning the Doma River artwork is just sublime. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm definitely going to be collecting this set. It's probably going to be the only Magic the Gathering set, unless this really gets me into Magic, probably going to be the only Magic the Gathering set that I ever collect. But oh my lord, this looks like an incredible set. So 13th of June. This set is also going to be standard legal. It's the first Universes Beyond set that is going to be standard legal. So it can be kind of counted as the next mainline set. And yeah, it introduces, I've seen a lot of people kind of reacting to Jumbo Cactuar. I know nothing about the Magic the Gathering game. It sounded broken, as it should be, because it's Jumbo Cactuar. So I love Final Fantasy. It's my favourite game series of all time. Can't wait for this set to be released. All right, moving on from Magic the Gathering now, we're going to go on to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Are continuing the trend of releasing something every month that I've got to cover and something every month that I've got to spend my hard-earned money on. With the next release for Yu-Gi-Oh! Being, of course, Rarity Collection 4 Quarter Century Stampede. This is being released on the 11th of April, same as Tokyo Dragonstorm. And this is following on from what we did with Quarter Century Bonanza. It's one of the last chances we're going to have to be able to find a Quarter Century secret rare in packs, because that's going away when Alliance Insight happens, which is the set after Quarter Century Stampede. So yeah, we're following the same pattern that we followed in Quarter Century Bonanza, where we are getting a nostalgia pool of 200 cards which can be found in Quarter Century Secret Rare or Platinum Secret Rare. I always get Platinum and Prismatic the wrong way around. So Platinum Secret Rare. And then a 80 card pool which can be found in multiple rarities unless it has already been released in Quarter Century Secret Rare. But all of the cards can be found in Quarter Century Secret Rare. You've also got new artworks for the likes of Dark Magician, Alistair the Invoker, which has had a resurgence with the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck. You've got releases for Fallen of Albaz, new artwork for Fallen of Albaz, Access Code Talker. So you've got a bunch of cards which getting new artworks, and they are getting that Quarter Century Secret Rare treatment, which is absolutely beautiful. I loved opening Quarter Century Bonanza. The announced cards in Quarter Century Stampede have not grabbed me yet, but there'll be something in there, I'm sure. I mean, he is opening. There is Mulcharmy for Wallace for a start. That is in there. So getting that reprint of that means that's going to come down in price significantly, which is really nice. After that, we have got Alliance Insight, which is the next core booster series for Yu-Gi-Oh! That is coming out on the 1st of May, so not a big gap between the two of them. Alliance Insight has got support for Dragon Rulers. It's got support for Dragon Rulers. That's the big one for me. The Dragon Ruler cards look amazing. We've just had the Dragon Rulers back off the ban list. They've been in purgatory for so long after they dominated the meta years and years ago. But we're getting Dragon Ruler support, and they've just come back off the ban list. So that's going to be a really cool deck. We've also got new support for the Dominus archetype, and you've got support for the likes of Atignista. That's a really big one in here. And plus, we've got the new archetypes of Regenesis and support, but it's makes it an archetype for Ancient Fairy Dragon. So that's really cool that Ancient Fairy Dragon is getting some sort of support that's may make it playable again. So that's really cool. And the new Regenesis cards look really sick. And then lastly, we have got Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem. This is the 13th of June. And these are going to be releasing some chibi artwork. So we're getting some new artworks of certain cards. So the likes of Blue Eyes White Dragon, Elemental Hero Neos, Gearfried the Iron Knight. We've also got new support for the likes of Orcust, Punk, and Dragon Maid in there. And there's not a whole lot of cards that have been announced for this, and certainly the names of the cards and stuff haven't been confirmed. But there's a whole lot of different support throughout that series. So that's Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem, 13th of June, and that wraps up Yu-Gi-Oh! For Q2. All right, let's move on to Pokemon and Lorcana now. So, Pokemon and Lorcana, they both have releases on the 30th of May. Pokemon is going to be introducing Destined Rivals. Now, I don't know if this has actually been officially announced as the name of the set just yet, but it has been sort of leaked as the name for the set. So Destined Rivals is coming out on the 30th of May, and this is going to contain more owners cards that are starting off in Journey Together, which comes out at the end of March. And we are going to be seeing cards that feature the owners of Ethan, Cynthia, Misty, Steven, and Marnie. This is what is rumored. This is based on what has been released in Japan. We're expecting these cards to then come in this set of Destined Rivals. I will warn you, the waifu tax might be in effect here. The waifu tax in Pokemon is a thing, and we're getting Misty and Cynthia in this set, which means some of those cards could potentially go up in price a little bit. It happens when we get these sorts of things. So there is like a Misty Psyduck illustration rare in there, and I'm expecting it to fetch a decent amount of money for an illustration rare. There's also a Cynthia's Roserade in there and a Cynthia's Garchomp special illustration rare, and you can just see that these things are going to get a little bit pricey potentially. So yeah, watch out for those, the waifu taxes in effect for that. But that's the 30th of May. And of course, 28th of May is when we're getting the next set anyway of Journey Together. 28th of March, sorry, we're getting Journey Together. So that's why there's only one set being released in Q2. Tim here from the future, just interjecting in this. I literally recorded that video, went off and went, okay, I'll just have a check through anything, and I see an announcement that there's a chance of something else being put into Destined Rivals. So I better put it back into the video, I suppose. So it's been sort of leaked on Poker Beach that it is highly likely that Destined Rivals also includes the Team Rocket cards that are being released in the upcoming Japanese Team Rocket set that is coming out in April. I figured that they might get their own set later on in the year, but it looks like they're going to be in Destined Rivals because a lot of the English pack art appears to include Team Rocket on there. So it looks like it's going to include that plus those owners Pokemon that I just mentioned. It's definitely looked at that Steven and Marnie from the battle decks from Japan are going to be in Destined Rivals. And then there is, I think it's Heatwave Arena, I think is the Japanese set where you get like Ethan and Misty and Cynthia from. So they're combining those three sets all together. The Team Rocket set is a big set in Japan. It's like 130 plus cards. So it's quite a big set for Japan standards. And therefore, we're going to get a lot of those in our set, I'm sure. So Destined Rivals is also going to include Team Rocket cards in there as well. As for Lorcana, we have got the Reign of Jafar set. So this is the second time that they've actually included a Disney villain in the set name, which is now, it starts becoming a pattern when you get two, doesn't it? The fourth one was based on Ursula, and then the eighth one, this is the 8th Lorcana set, I can't believe that we're already at number 8, that focuses on Jafar. So we're actually getting a set that is revolved around Jafar and Aladdin, I guess. So, the Lorcana set Reign of Jafar, there's not a whole lot known about it because it's so far away, and Lorcana tends to keep its cards close to its chest for a little while before they're actually revealing them all. But they have revealed the sort of pack stylings for them, and on the front of those boxes, you've got images from Mulan, you've got images from Lilo and Stitch, and you've got images from Encanto as well. So expect support for those franchises as well. That covers the big 4 TCGs in the series that I go through. Now we're going to move on and just run through some of the other TCGs that are out there and just go through what releases that we've got with that. So I'm going to start with the TCG franchises that I can't find a release for Q2. First of all, Final Fantasy TCG. Maybe because they don't want to step on the toes of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, there is no releases for Final Fantasy TCG in Q2 that I can see. Of course, we do have Tears of the Planet coming out on March 28th. So that's possibly why they're having a bit of a longer break in between, because we've got one coming out at the end of March and then we can kind of skip a quarter because it's still fairly fresh in their mind. So no releases for Final Fantasy TCG and no releases for Star Wars Unlimited in Q2 of 2025. We do have a release for One Piece though, which is OP11, a Fist of Divine Speed, which is coming out on the 6th of June. So that's a One Piece card game, a Fist of Divine Speed, 6th of June. Next up, we have got Digimon Card Game, and Digimon Card Game gets a set called World Convergence, which comes out on the 25th of April. Dragon Ball Super. There is no release as far as I can tell for Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters. I can't find any release in Q2 for the Masters series, but Fusion World is getting a release called Rivals Clash, which is going to be released on the 2nd of May 2025. We've got a few releases within Card Fight Vanguard coming out. We've got Moonfangs and Cerulean Blaze. These set names are cool as anything for Cardfight Vanguard. I've never looked into Cardfight Vanguard. Moonfangs and Cerulean Blaze sounds like a really cool set. 25th of April, that's going to be coming out, and that's followed by a Koro starter deck pack. This is an actual booster pack series or whatever. I think it's based on like Koro promos or something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. 30th of May, that is coming out, and then that's followed the following month. They're following up with Yu-Gi-Oh! By doing one every month here. Knights of Rebirth coming out on the 27th of June for Cardfight Vanguard. Next up, Flesh and Blood. We've got a single set coming out for Flesh and Blood. That is High Seas. That's coming out on the 6th of June. Elestrals has got another release of a core booster set in Elestrals. 23rd of May, we're getting the release of Firestorm for Elestrals. And then Keyforge. We have got the Kickstarter achieved its Kickstarter backing goal for prophetic visions. Prophetic's a hard word to say, man. Prophetic visions. So your Kickstarter, if you kickstarted that, then you are getting your release of that, which will be sent out to you in late May, and then it'll be released to the general public in late spring. It's not officially announced of exactly the dates of when that is going to be, but your Kickstarter releases will be sent out in late May, and it is being released in late spring for the general public. And then lastly, a new series that I think only started actually releasing cards late last year, and I didn't include them on December's list, but I'm going to include them from now on, and that is the new card game Altered, which releases their next set, Whispers from the Maze, which is going to be released on the 6th of June. Hopefully I've covered everything. Hopefully I found everything in there. Please, like I say, be kind and comment down below. Let me know. I want to improve this series as much as I can and really get to grips with how all of these TCGs release their stuff. I'm going to start doing a lot more research into specific TCGs, as though I'm like a player and trying to find out new information about them. So yeah, we're going to be doing that, and hopefully this series will be a much more sort of coherent series, and I'll have a lot more understanding about all of these cards going forward. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. You've got a lot to buy this quarter, so if you collect multiple of these sets, like I do, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! At least Pokemon's not releasing too much. Pokemon's not releasing too much, but prices have gone up. So yeah, it is what it is. Plus Final Fantasy, Universes Beyond Final Fantasy. Oh my wallet. Universes Beyond Final Fantasy and Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem for Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Respectively both come out on the 13th of June. Thanks. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.